Cell phones have lots of interesting sensors and capabilities, but something that many people probably are aware of is that they actually have an infrared camera in them that's used for Face ID and iris scanning, etc. Let's take a look at my old cell phone, show you how long this has been going on. Someone just sent me a link telling me about something I've known about for the longest time. I figured I'd point this out to you guys too. There's a video circulating right now on, I guess it's on Instagram or Facebook or one of those, about Apple with their Face ID taking an infrared picture of you whenever you look at your phone. Well, they're not the only ones that do that. Every smartphone that has Face ID does it. This is my old Samsung. This is an old phone. I'm doing this in infrared because it does this because it needs to see you in the dark. And if you don't have enough light, obviously it needs to illuminate you, and rather than flash a big bright flashlight in your face, there's actually an infrared emitter on the phone. If I pick up the phone, like I'm going to unlock it, and I press the unlock button to turn on my phone, it's going to start looking for me. You're going to see a light flash. There you go. Right? Now I see it'll continue to flash until it sees me. I'm not looking at the phone, that's the problem. But you can see, there, see? That infrared light blinks. You don't see anything to the eye, but the infrared light is right here. And the infrared camera is right beside it. There's the infrared camera and infrared light. There's the regular camera for taking your selfies. It has the infrared camera right there. So I hold the phone up in front of my face and unlock it. It should unlock. Figured I'd turn out all the lights, although there's infrared light coming from this camera. That's why I was getting reflections. Anyway, yeah, if I hit the button, there's a second on this one. There's a second light on here as well. If you're doing iris scan, this other light comes on. And that's to check your irises, I guess. So in addition to the flash of the infrared, this red light comes on. Now I'm going to do an iris scan and see if it'll unlock for me here. Let's see. There we go. It was able to read my irises in the dark for biometrics. So this light comes on for that. And this one's red, you can see it. Phone is too close to your face. That's what it says. So if I just hold the phone away and open my eyes and look into it. Hold the phone closer, okay. There you go. Now if we look at the same thing, like when I had the camera without night shot, when I hit this, watch, you just see kind of a little blink there. But that's not all. I see the red light. Watch what happens when I turn on night shot. Okay, now watch what happens. This bright torch that'll light the whole place up in infrared. Irises weren't detected. Right, so that's what bathes your face. For those of you looking at that VCR, yes, that's a Sony SL2700 Betamax. One of the more sought after beta machines on the market. I should be fixing VCRs instead of playing with phones. Oh, I guess hair is hanging in my eyes. I hate these biometrics, I really do. How people can deal with them on a daily basis. There, it took 3 times for me to get it. But it just shows that there's another emitter in here. If we look down at the phone itself, oh, see, that's the nighttime one. It's just like with the iPhone. This one's blasting out infrared every so often. Interesting. But here we have them. If you look down here, you'll see there are you got, I think that was the red light. That's the one that really shines bright when it's doing iris scanning, and that's the other infrared one, I think. Let's just lock this thing again and see what it does. Yeah, that's the one that is really, really bright. That's the infrared for the iris scanning. That's the camera, and that's the other infrared. You can see the camera there, and you can see over here there's the other camera is over here. What is this? Looks like there's another one over here. Maybe this is another camera. There's a camera there. What the heck is that? That looks like that could be another camera on the front here. It's obviously used for something. Oh, it is. Well, no, that's just a reflection. This one's lighting up too. You can see that one lighting up as well. And this one's lighting up red. That's the red one that I'm covering with my finger now. Right. That's an infrared. That's an infrared. That's definitely a camera. That's it, probably the infrared camera right there, because this is the regular camera over here for your front photography. This is an old phone. One thing I noticed is that my old phone has a lot more sensors on it than my new one. I got a brand new phone that I haven't even used, an S20 FE. It only has one camera in the front. It doesn't have any of this other crap. My mistake. The one we see lighting up red, that actually is the infrared that's shining. It just looks red, but that's actually the illuminator that's lighting up. If we look at the camera, you can see right which one it is. It's this one. So that's the infrared scanner for the irises. This other one here is the infrared for the face detect, as you can see. And you can see it actually blink momentarily. Okay, this one's actually the front camera, so I don't know what this one is. That's actually the front camera there. That's the front camera, but there is another sensor. If we put back into infrared, there is another sensor that's on here somewhere that you can see right next to this. That, I don't know what that one is. That's the camera. That one is the unknown. I always thought this one was the camera, but there's the camera. But there is something else there as well. Yeah, infrared light, infrared camera, infrared flash. That's just the indicator light. And front camera and whatever the heck that other sensor is. If anyone knows what that sensor is, I always assumed that it was the camera, but as you can see I've got it covered and the camera is still taking pictures. When I cover that one, the camera stops.